Hey guys, what's up? It's munclesonkey. So after the new quest, the Celestial Dragons were released, and if you have completed the quest, or if it's your plans to do it soon, you can go and camp the Celestial Dragons. So before we start, I'm going to tell you a few things. For one, this is the gear and setup that you want to bring. I'll go over that in just a second. Now at the moment, Celestial Dragons are very crowded since it is day of release. However, if you're watching this on a day other than the day of release, there shouldn't be too many people there. Do not expect great money, XP, or charms here. All of them are decent, kind of average, but none of them are outstanding. With my testing, this is about around 1.5 mil per hour with regular drops if you are using Ascension crossbows, and a little bit less if you're using a Royal crossbow or something like that. The charms, you do get a fair amount of crimsons. You can probably expect about 150 crimsons per hour here, so that's alright. Not as good as Water Fiends, of course, but it's alright. And then the XP per hour here is 250k range XP per hour with Ascensions. Again, if you're using like a Royal Crossbow or something, it's probably more around 220k in that range-ish per hour. So again, the XP isn't amazing. So if everything about these dragons is just kind of average and not really amazing, what's the point of them? I guess the biggest factor here is they're very close to a bank, they're very easy to get to, and they're extremely easy to kill, hardly using any supplies. If you would like to, you could really just take a full inventory of super anti-fires, maybe a couple prayer potions to soul split it back, and a bunch of yak pouches, and you could camp here for hours and hours and hours if you'd like. But what I am on right now is the Spanish world because the English worlds are completely packed. So these are the Celestial Dragons. All you need to do is just pot up with them for range and attack. They're very weak to range and they die very quickly. The only thing to watch out for is occasionally they'll use a special attack which freezes you in time. It also means that you can't do anything. It's basically like a stun, and your familiar also disappears during this time. You don't want to get too close to them in melee distance because they hit pretty hard with their melee, so I would not recommend doing that. Here's the freeze in time attack, so you can't move while the freeze in time is active, and your familiar also disappears. So that's just something to keep in mind, I suppose. But anyway, you can kill these for a long time really without using any food or anything, because the only damage you will take is if you get close to them, because if you have the super anti-fires active, you will not take any damage from the fire itself. So one thing I guess that you do want to watch out for is if you are frozen their time attack, and you're not paying attention, when you come back from the time attack, if you don't attack them right away, they will heal to full health. So you just want to make sure that the second the frozen in time attack is done, that you immediately click on the dragon and start attacking it again, because you don't want to have to kill this thing twice. It does take a good 20-25 seconds to kill just because it has a lot of health, but it also gives you a very generous XP drop when it's dead as well, so that's always good. But anyway, I did kill these for about 20 minutes because I just wanted to test that out for a short period of time, and I collected what loot that they dropped, and I was also picking up some other people's loot because they left them on the ground. But yeah, I did do just a quick estimate of how much XP per hour these are and how much cash per hour. Just be warned, you're not going to be blown away by any of it. It's all decent. None of it is all that impressive. So anyway, I'll show you guys what loot I did achieve here now. Alright guys, so for the end of the video, I just wanted to show you what I got in 20 minutes of killing Celestial Dragons. So one thing to keep in mind is that I was looting other people's stuff, so there were a couple other guys that were leaving pretty much everything on the ground, and I was picking it up, of course. Why wouldn't you? I'm just that cheap. But it's not going to be this much if you just straight up kill the dragons yourself. So I got 900k in 20 minutes. For my own actual loot myself, it's probably more about 500k. So I'm going to estimate these dragons at about 1.5 mil per hour. The armor that they drop right now, the Dragon Rider armor, I have not had any drops of that yet, of course. But it is very cheap right now. The most expensive piece is only like 5 mil or 6 mil, and it is dropping fast. So I do not expect that the Dragon Rider armor will be worth very much at all very soon. So yeah, expect maybe 2 mil an hour taking in Dragon Rider drops. So the money per hour here is not very impressive. Not really a good reason to come here just for the money, in my opinion. But it's decent charms and decent range XP at that 250k range an hour, at least with Ascensions. It'll be slow, probably more like 200k an hour with like a Royal Crossbow. However, these are very easy to kill, very easy to camp if you have a yak, so if you want to try them out, go ahead. Just wait don't do it right away because there's like a million people there and the kills are very, very slow. So anyway, thanks for watching this guide. Hopefully you enjoyed, and farewell.